Can go shut the kitchen light off.
Take the laptop off the Wi-Fi.
Is this working?
Yeah.
Okay. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you can hear me. I had to get with the backup cell phone instead of the laptop. I'm sitting here with coffee and sanitizer, so everyone is safe. We just wanted to kind of go live and update people on kind of what we're doing. Right now, nothing. We're kind of in standby mode, like I'm sure most of the people are. We'd had several cases we were working on with Chasing Evil plus Paranormal Nightmare, and right now we're hoping by late April, early May to get back out and start filming. So just kind of on standstill right now. We do thank all of you guys for all of your support, watching the videos. I know we had to start a new YouTube channel, which is what you guys are on right now, because YouTube is a pain in the butt. So we kind of had to start over from scratch again, and so far it's going so good. I'm trying to read some of these messages as they're coming through. Hopefully everybody's being safe and healthy and quarantining yourself, and I don't know if that chat box is matching up with this chat box, but we'll see. Hey Lisa from Scotland. We got viewers in here from all over the world. That's always nice. So how is everybody doing with this lockdown? Got some Ohio people in here. Yes, this lockdown is very boring. We've just been editing. We were actually out searching yesterday afternoon, and then I think tonight they're putting Ohio on a lockdown, except for essential personnel and grocery store and stuff like that. Hi, Connie from Cincinnati. Cincinnati is one of my favorite cities. If you guys have never been to Cincinnati, you should go check it out. But anyhow, we were out searching yesterday. We're working on the Chelsea Coe case from Miamisburg, Ohio. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that or not. She went missing back in 2017, I think. So we're out in a wooded area, 600 and some acres, doing a search. So we are away from people. So what do you guys want to, I know everybody's been bored, so what do you guys want to talk about, or maybe talk about some of the Chasing Evil cases that you guys have seen? No, our grocery store is pretty wiped out. Actually, I went to Walmart last night to get some yogurt, and I was surprised that all the shelves were completely wiped out almost. normally the other guys are here with me doing this live, so it's kind of all on me to keep you guys from being bored. Tyler Davis case, I'm not for sure which case that is. So I'm looking at two different live chats, so I think they're both behind a little bit. Oh yes, we've canceled multiple. We were actually backed up, trying to get caught up. We were probably 2 or 3 weeks away from being caught up with the family haunting cases, and then trying to work Chasing Evil as well. So now we're going to be really backed up. But what can you do? So we were hoping to push, like early May, we would have the third season of Paranormal Nightmare out, and then the second season of Chasing Evil. But it looks like that date's gonna be pushed back to like late June, early July, depending on how long this lasts. I'm hoping if everyone does the short-term quarantine, won't last all summer. Yes, Paige Johnson, I've researched that case. We've done no work on it, so. The West Virginia Paracon, I'm not for sure. It just depends on if they've had it or not. I've seen online where a lot of the different events have been canceled already, but a lot of those were coming up April, May, so that one's at the end of June. So hopefully by mid-June or late June, this will all be history. The most dangerous Chasing Evil case, I don't know, they're all a little bit dangerous. We've got a couple coming out on season 2 that's been fairly dangerous. We get shot at again, of course, in season 2. So you get to see Sean run. As we're running, we're grabbing cameras and trying to get the hell out of there, and so that's never fun. And then you've got to realize that a lot of these people that when you're investigating the case, they don't want answers to be found or the case to be solved. So it's always a bit tricky and a bit dangerous. I think in this one chat box they're talking about Chasing Evil, and this other chat box they're talking about toilet paper, so I'm kind of getting distracted. Childhood home, we're going to contact the owners here probably in the next couple days. Just with everything going on, we've been kind of sidetracked, but we're going to get back on track and contact them, and hopefully they'll let us in. That's the plan, because it would be nice to be at that exact house and tell the story and do the investigation. Now, I have talked to, a couple years ago, I talked to the owners of the house, and they're having no experiences there. Like I said, after we moved out of the house, pretty much everything stopped with us as far as the activity. So, which is a good thing, they're not experiencing things there, so I'm interested to see once we go back inside the house if things will happen. No, we have not went back to investigate there. I'm trying to think what year we even moved out of that house. We dealt with the activity for about 3 years before we eventually moved out. And I can't recall right now what year that was, but it's been a while. I don't think any of us are sensitive as far as like a psychic or anything like that. Naturally, when you do this long enough, you start to be aware of your surroundings and your senses, and when something doesn't feel right. We have not shared our childhood memory on YouTube or anywhere else. It's just we kind of left that in the past and focused on trying to learn as much as we could about the paranormal. Um, but I think we won't have full closure until we go back there and investigate. Hurry up.
Hello, please leave a message after the tone.
Just hit the end thing.
This message is
Sorry, our schools update us every day now, so with the one calls. Vicky, we've been doing the paranormal, I would say 15, 16 years. I think we uploaded our first video on YouTube back in 06. People that are new to this channel, not familiar with our history, we've got another YouTube channel. It's Fourman 04. Basically, if you type in Living Dead Paranormal, you'll find the YouTube channel. It's got over 200 and some cases on it. So it's been a while, about 15, 16 years. Probably close to 350 cases. So, but like I said, our big thing was just learning and trying to understand the paranormal and find answers to what our family dealt with. And because back then you didn't have, of course, you didn't have the internet, and I think there may have been like one paranormal show on TV at the time. So there really wasn't anybody that you could turn to. You just dealt with it. You asked the church for help, or you moved out, and that's what we ended up doing. So that was our big thing, is one, helping people that are dealing with, kind of the same thing we went through, and then hopefully that would help us find answers. The baby monitor was just the tool that we used. Really, it was just more of like when we were investigating a big location, when we first started using it, we would put the baby monitor in a specific area, like up on the third floor if we were on the first or second floor investigating. That way, if we heard something like upstairs above us, we could flip on the baby monitor and hear. So that's kind of where that came from. And I think it was the Monroe House investigation. We got some really good responses, and then we just started using it. But it's just kind of a tool to monitor other rooms or other floors when you're not there. Now, there are some locations you go to, which baby monitors are a lot more sensitive, or less sensitive now, where you're not picking up the whole neighborhood. But if you go to a case and you plug in the baby monitor and you're hearing, the people next door, then you can't use that during the investigation, so we just turn it off. Yes, Rocky and Sean are both in good health. Sean's trying to avoid people, so, with his lung issues, so that he stays safe. Hopefully we'll have a lot more seasons coming to Prime. Anybody that watches this on Amazon Prime, we appreciate you leaving a comment there on Amazon. We always get on there and check the feedback as well. Click it, make sure that it gets good views. A lot of it was just branching out, with so many different things. Before it was just all YouTube based, but now you have YouTube, Facebook, all these streaming sites. So that was kind of the thing, is just branching out. And religious knowledge on demons, I've studied it here and there. things you pick up in church and researching things online. We've only had a couple cases out of 350 cases. We probably only had 2 or 3 cases that were what you would call demonic cases. So it's pretty rare to run into a demonic case. St. Joe's, Missouri is probably the only place that we refused to go back to, and that was one of the 3 demonic cases we went on. Unfortunately, we didn't have the legal rights to the video. Filmmaker was out there with us, and he shot everything, so we couldn't do anything with it. Thank you, Lois. Let's see if these guys are done talking about toilet paper. Yeah, we'll do some type of maybe like a live stream on some of the haunted artifacts. If you guys don't know, a lot of the times when we do residential cases, like for instance, the haunting of Jackie Bell, the Bell Witch Rock, the rock from the Bell Witch Cave, I have that here at my house. Part of a brick from Waverly Hills Sanatorium, which is one of my favorite places to go. I've been there 3 times, I believe. And then just other different artifacts that we don't send to different museums. I will say, since I've had the rock from the Bell Witch Cave here at my house, I've never experienced anything paranormal with it being here, so. Becky, we are not investigating right now. We're kind of on doing our own quarantine, doing a lot of editing. Just can't really be out right now. We have not been to Rolling Hills. That's kind of been on my bucket list. Yes, we've had stuff follow us home. St. Joe's, Missouri is probably, I think we talked about that in the Q&A, is the one that sticks with me the most. It was probably the most intense. But occasionally you'll just hear things around the house. And then within a few days it's gone and everything's back to normal. But nothing too crazy, thank God. Thank you, Paul. Sorry, guys, these messages scroll by so fast I can't really keep up with them, so I'm not ignoring you guys. So kind of what was your guys's, I don't want to say favorite because they're all kind of sad, but episode of Chasing Evil or Paranormal Nightmare? Oh yes, night terrors quite a bit after an investigation. I think that happens quite a bit. I don't know if any of you guys are investigators yourself, but I call it the ghost hunting hangover, which you'll have for 2 or 3 days after a really intense investigation. Yeah, we're looking into Super Chat. Right now we've just been so busy with other stuff, we really haven't had a whole lot of time to mess with any of that stuff. Hello, South Africa. We got some people from India. I don't even know what time it is in some of these countries right now. I'm sure it's fairly late. No, Rocky's house is not haunted anymore. Um, I think the only TV shows I really watch as far as paranormal shows, I used to be a big Paranormal State fan. Always liked watching that show. I think just because they approached the investigations from so many different angles, and they were, for the most part, always working with families. Ghost Adventures, I'll watch that from time to time. But that's about the only paranormal shows that we watch. Even our stuff, once I put it out, I don't really watch it because I spend so much time editing it. You know, I've seen each episode 200 times, so I'm like over it. 9:30 at night in South Africa. You guys are troopers. No, Kelly, none of our houses are haunted right now. Now that you said that, Sean's probably getting all kinds of activity. 2:45 in India. I hope you made some coffee. Thank you, Brendan. Also, to any of the our Patreon supporters on here, I give a shout out to you guys. We appreciate your support. I know you guys have got to look at some pretty cool cases. We just did an episode on Kevin Keith. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. He was sentenced, I think back in like 96 or 98, sentenced to death for the murder of 5 people. Well, there was the murder of 3 people, but shot 5 people. And so we actually went up and did that house where the murders took place, and it's pretty interesting. Hello, New York City, another one of my favorite cities. Wish there was a way to pause messages. No, we don't have any other siblings that we know about. Just the 3 of us. Hello, Vegas. The scariest investigation, I would say probably Penhurst or the Pollock Hospital. Those are all on Fourman 04 channel. Pollock Hospital was super crazy because we actually spent the night there. Slept inside the hospital. Penhurst, we spent 4 days out there filming, so that was pretty crazy. Sean and I are not twins. We are 16 months apart. Hey, Jody from Australia. Yeah, we'll investigate anywhere. We've kind of gotten better at weeding through the cases because, you know, some of the cases you get contacted about or don't pan out. So, and there are cases that we never put on YouTube and we never even do a video for just because there's no activity and nothing paranormal going on. Our next project, Well, we've got a lot going on right now. I think we're getting backed up daily now. Um, so a lot of cases we just have to finish, like Chasing Evil. They're almost completely finished. Just got to go out with the canine team and do some searches. Um, and then Paranormal Nightmare, we've got 2 or 3 cases shot. We're just in the middle of editing them, and then we've got 6 or 7 cases we've still got to go out and work on. Yes, actually, our very first case we ever did, as far as a residential case, we caught them faking stuff. So, of course, we didn't make a video out of that, but I don't think they realized that we had night vision cameras throughout the house and caught them throwing stuff across the room. And so, yeah, that was kind of our first introduction into family hauntings, was people faking stuff. Usually people will email us either through the email or they'll reach out to us on Facebook. And that's how we kind of get the cases. Chasing Evil, it's a mixture of us searching different cases, and then, of course, now people with the show out, more people contact us about missing loved ones. Yeah, Chasing Evil is a little bit more difficult and takes longer to film. We do, when we meet with the now it's a little bit easier because most families that contact us know what the show's like and are okay with it. But before, we would, like with Don's case, his missing daughter, we'd reached out to him and said, this is what we do. This is how we do it. We make no guarantees. Are you willing to let us take a look at it? And for the most part, I think we've only had one family that turned us down, which is fine. But for the most part, it's about getting their story out there, because a lot of these cases don't get the recognition from the media that some of the high-profile cases do. The hard thing about some of the cases that you've seen on season 1 of Chasing Evil is there was so much time that had passed that the person went missing to the time we started on the case. Like Aaliyah Lunsford, she had been missing for 10 years before we started on the case. So that drastically reduces your chances of trying to find the body. And even if the spirit box led you to a specific location, you still have to find evidence that the person's there. And you take anything and put it out in the wild for, 10 years, ask any investigator or anybody in law enforcement, how hard it is to. And they knew the exact location where Leah's body was taken to. It's just she had been missing for so long, and it's just such a rugged area, and there's bears, and I don't know if they have, but I know they have bobcats and stuff, so it's just harder to. Thank you. We were a little bit worried about Chasing Evil because it was so different than anything else out there, paranormal wise. We weren't quite for sure how you guys would react or to the show, if you would love it or hate it, but the big thing, I think, what we want people to take away from Chasing Evil is the story. You don't have to focus. Yeah, the spirit box stuff is cool, and you want to bring closure to the family, but you also take that case to hundreds of thousands of people and hopefully get answers. Carmel, Maine, we're gonna, hopefully maybe later this year, we'll reach out to them and try to get something worked out. It'd be cool. I've watched some of the videos on YouTube, and we get contacted about that house constantly, so it would be kind of cool to go up and do that. Maybe have a season where we have our childhood home plus that house would be kind of epic. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate all the support. I think you put a lot of hard work into the videos with both shows, and you hope you guys, the viewers, enjoy them. Yeah, what we're working on is, of course, we'll have to do it after all this stuff is passed, before we can get back out again, is maybe like picking different cities and just meeting up in like a mall or something like that, and meet some of you guys and sign some pictures. And yes, our childhood story is going to be epic, to say the least. I don't know if we'll get any activity in the house, but just the emotions that we'll have. It took me quite a while to even talk Rocky and Shauna into going back and wanting to investigate. They kind of looked at me like I was an idiot. But I feel for us, it would be good to get that closure. You're welcome, Wanda. Yeah, we'll do some meet and greets. Maybe figure out, have you guys leave in like the comments, what cities would be good that's not super far for people to travel. What's better than meeting up in a food court at a mall and having some food, right? We're not from Indiana. We just spend quite a bit of time in Indiana. It seems like most of the people that contact us are from Indiana. Love Wilder, Kentucky. Yeah, it would be pretty cool to do an episode on serial killers. And we have a guy that's in Indianapolis. He's a very well-known, trying to think what the hell his job title is. But he makes paranormal equipment now. Since he's retired, he uses his company to do that. And he's actually working on developing new equipment for us to use, kind of like the Spirit Box, but it'll be a lot clearer, and hopefully you won't have all those background voices and stuff coming through. So we are working on developing new tools and devices to use to make each case more successful. Yes, we hope to make it up to Canada at some point. Yes, I am a skeptic. You get into a lot of these, especially with residential cases, you get in there and, you'll sit there for hours doing the interviews, and you hear all these incredible stories and all this crazy stuff happen inside the house. And I've learned over the years, there are places you get into where it's, it is that crazy, but then there's other places where it's just, at least for us during the investigation, not quite as crazy as what they make it out to be. So I think in order to be a good investigator, you have to be skeptical of any case you're working on. Our whole thing is not to go in and prove or disprove if a location is haunted, which you guys know we don't spend a whole lot of time going around trying to debunk personal experiences from the family. One, because I would never want to say that they're lying about it, but we go in and see what we can document on video and audio. Of course, we give the family our feedback, what we think's going on. You'll see there's older cases that we've done, like one was a tanning bed was giving off such high EMF. It was causing the family to think that they were experiencing all this activity when it was just the tanning bed. So yeah, we're definitely skeptical, not of the paranormal, but just each case we go into. Hello, England. There's our good buddy, Steve. Portals to Hell. Don't believe I've seen that one. Huff Paranormal, I've never watched them. Like I said, when you're in this, like, constantly, whether it be researching or scheduling or editing or going out and investigating, you really want to try to take a break away from anything paranormal, which is one reason we don't watch the shows. It's not that we don't like them or anything against them. Just we kind of need that break away from it. We have got to meet the guys from Ghost Adventures. They're actually pretty nice guys. I think I always watch their show just from an editing standpoint. Because if you go back and watch our first video that we ever posted on YouTube, it was pretty crappy. Actually, it was really crappy compared to what we put out now. I think it's come a long way. Yeah, we've had house blessings that didn't help. I think there are some people out there that will tell you that it doesn't matter how haunted the place is or what you're dealing with, that they can get rid of it, and that's not always the case. Like I said, we just do our best, and fortunately, the percentage of people that are living in peace right now are a lot higher than the people that were forced to move. I think what we have found is cases that deal with, like, American Indians and, native land is a little bit trickier. Yeah, exorcisms we don't really do. Like, I would never, like with Jackie Bell, of course, and I don't think she was possessed at all. I would never try to perform an exorcism on anybody. That's way out of my league. And then there's also, the other homeowners that it doesn't matter what you do, or even if you document no evidence, they still believe their house is haunted. So, and I think anybody that's ever done any ghost hunting and worked with families, you've ran into that. Hello from Maryland. We've basically gotten into the paranormal just because of our childhood experiences. Like I said, it was originally me, Sean, and another guy, Greg. And then as things took off a little bit on YouTube, Rocky came in just as the camera guy, and he didn't want to be involved at all as far as his face. He didn't want his face on camera. So he was behind the camera, and then as things kind of developed, he wanted to be more on camera, and then Greg got married and moved away, and so it's been the three of us for several years now. We all work normal jobs, Monday through Friday, and sometimes on the weekends. Actually, every time on the weekends. And then we're out filming whenever we get a chance. Hello, Boston. Nope, we don't work at Walmart. But we do love the people that work at Walmart, especially during this time. Thank you. It takes usually on average about 80 hours to film an episode or to edit an episode. So it takes quite a bit of time. There are some homeowners that reject our findings. I think the case before the one I just uploaded, trying to recall her name right offhand, the one that you guys said talked a lot, she wasn't really into our findings, so we can only present what we can document and experience. Thank you, Kane. Yes, she was a fast talker. I was trying to keep up. And the big thing is a lot of these people, they just want people to listen to them. So it's good to let them vent and listen to them, and because you never want to assume that somebody's full of shit. So plus I raised daughters, so you learn to listen. You learn to be a good listener when you raise daughters. I think the other chat room kind of froze up or something. If I could pick any state, it would probably be Montana. That's probably my favorite state. Not necessarily to investigate, I just like Montana. Cool states to investigate if you go up towards the Northeast, like parts of Pittsburgh and Jersey and New York. There's just so many cool places up there with a lot of neat history. I've been to Texas, been to Dallas, and I think Denton. I don't know if you're around that area, but a lot of people in here from the Philippines. got to be getting late over there. Yes, Jody, we've had, well, I don't know necessarily spirits follow us home, so I can't say that, but we've had, say, activity or energy. Hello, Tennessee. Dead Files, I don't watch them either. Nothing against Dead Files, just I don't have time. Well, I probably have all kinds of time to watch paranormal shows now. We don't tell the spirits not to follow us home. We don't do any type of protection or blessing before the investigation. You know, we do pray for safety and stuff during the cleansing, so. I think a lot of it is, as long as you're acting appropriate, you know, towards the spirits and conducting yourself professionally during the investigation, you don't really open yourself up too much to that. There are some people on YouTube that get a little bit crazy with investigating and make it worse for everybody, I believe. Thank you, Jackie. We don't investigate graveyards. We do that, I mean, just out of a respect thing. We figure they were laid to rest there for a reason and don't want to disrespect anybody. And like our whole thing is, if we can't help somebody, then we don't really get too excited about it. That's kind of our passion, is helping people find answers. I think that goes back to our childhood, you know, for those 3 years, not knowing what the hell was going on and why it was going on, and just had so many questions. And there was nobody there to help you. So that's kind of, I think, where our passion for helping people comes in at. Hey, Nathan. Attacked, it just depends. I think my most profound personal experience was when I got smacked at the Crump Theater. Had something smack me across the face. Had a red mark and everything on my face. And what was neat is when we went back and reviewed the video, which we didn't notice it at the time, but all the equipment I was holding, the K2 meter and the EMF meter, both went off at the exact same time I was smacked. So that was a personal experience that we caught on video, plus the equipment went off to help validate that experience. Other times you might feel like something licks you. You feel like something bites you or scratched. We have seen a full body apparition, Fulton County investigation we did, and then the coolest one I think we documented on video is the West Virginia Penitentiary case, and you guys can watch that over at the Fourman 04, or just type in West Virginia Penitentiary, Living Dead Paranormal. To me, it's one of the most incredible pieces of paranormal footage that we've ever documented. Thank you, Becky. Thanks, Wendy. When we had our experience, I think we were 8, 9, 10 years old, right around that range. So that'd put Rocky at like 11 or 12. Thank you, Michelle, for watching all the videos. Rocky is the oldest. I am the middle child, and Sean is the youngest. If this thing happens to cut off, it's because the battery went dead. It's not me cutting you guys off. But if I can, depending on how long this stuff lasts, I may try to get some videos edited, and instead of waiting for season 3, just put them out there for you guys to see and something for you guys to do. And we'll probably each of us go live a little bit more. One, it just helps us stay engaged with you guys and gives us something to do and gives you guys something to do. Yes, we do live near each other. Rocky and Sean actually live in the same town. I live in a different town, but it's only like 15 minutes away. Yes, Kelly, I believe we've noticed a big shift in the activity in probably the last 5 years. It's in 5 or 6 years, it seems like things have kind of gradually gotten worse. And I don't know what the cause of that is. If it's just more people able to reach out to you with like Facebook and stuff like that, or we are in Ohio, and Ohio is going on lockdown tonight, so may get a little bit crazy. I think if this lockdown keeps up, you guys will get tired of seeing us go live. Thank you, Don. Worst case was probably the Pollock Hospital. It's a pretty creepy case. Oh, I'm sure at some point you guys may get tired of us. We've been around a while. I remember back when we first started in the paranormal, we were kind of always reaching out to some of these other groups, trying to learn as much as we could about the paranormal and evidence we documented and stuff like that. And now we feel like the old guys in the paranormal. We do not live in Kentucky. We live in Ohio. Yes, our family thinks that we take things too far quite often, which we don't tell them all the details of, like, especially with like cases with chasing evil. We don't tell them all the details so they don't get freaked out. But we do, believe it or not, receive death threats and things like that. So you always have to take those things serious. But fortunately, it's been trolls online. Yeah, I think, ask anybody that does YouTube videos and stuff online, you always get the random death threat, and especially with Chasing Evil cases we're working on. After we got shot at this last time, we learned, which it's been a couple years now, we took all the stickers off all our vehicles, and we don't post anything where we're going. We kind of go in and do our thing and get out of town. So we've learned to be a little bit more careful this time. Craig, give you a shout out from the UK. Everybody on Patreon, I don't know if any of you guys are listening right now, but we're going to try to upload some behind the scenes videos here within the next couple days. I don't always wear a Living Dead Paranormal shirt when I go out, especially with Chasing Evil. I think I'll work out some of the bugs on this laptop because I could definitely read the message a little bit better on the laptop versus the iPhone. We don't know who shot at us. Actually, I don't think I want to know who shot at us. All I know is we caught it on video and it was scary, and we left town and waited about 3 weeks before we went back, so. Yes, I think spirits can come through the TV, anything electronic to communicate. And that was some of the stuff that we experienced when we were children, is through a TV, so. Yeah, you don't want to see our blooper videos. They'd probably kick us off YouTube. Yes, I've got to go. Got to go do some work. Feed my daughters. But yeah, we'll try to, yes, that dead dog was definitely freaky. It wasn't something we were expecting. And I think the people had actually just dropped that dog off there fairly recently. Yeah, because they drove by and started yelling. I don't know if it's some part of a dog fighting ring or the dog just passed away. Because it didn't look like it was, at least all I seen was his face. But you'll never know what you'll experience on the east side of Indianapolis or the west side. So we'll definitely, if you guys want us to, we can do more of these live feeds with all this stuff going on, kind of give you guys something to do and get your mind off things. If you want us to, we can do that. I know it's probably a little bit more entertaining with the three of us here. Thank you, Nikki. So we'll do that. I don't know if it's what's easier for you guys, if we do it earlier in the day, later in the day. Seems like a lot of people from Australia and the Philippines. We should figure out what time it is in Australia right now. It's probably, what, about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock? Yeah, same thing here. We're kind of stuck, so. Everybody would just go live. Oh, I guess it's early in the morning in Australia. They would just all go live for the next month and just sit here and stare at each other. Yes, it is early in Australia. So it must have been the Philippines where it was in the PM. 8 p.m. in Sweden. Rocky talks a lot, just not on camera. Maybe what I'll do is I'll have Rocky go live later tonight. So anyhow, guys, I've got to go get some stuff done. I appreciate all of you guys coming on and appreciate your support over the years and all of your guys' comments and your feedback. Hopefully you guys stick with us and enjoy some things we got coming up. Definitely some very good cases. Pretty exciting to get you guys to see them. But share our stuff as much as you can on your Facebook pages and Instagram, YouTube pages. Spread the word. Like I said, we appreciate all of your guys' support now and over the years. And a lot of you guys have been with us for many, many years. We've all been on this crazy journey together. And, without you guys, it kind of makes it all worth it. Not only to help people, but to also share all this stuff with you guys and get your feedback. And we try to read and respond to as many of you guys as possible. So everyone out there, be safe. Take care. This is kind of a world problem right now that it's not too often that we all go through the same thing together. But this is kind of a humanity problem. So just do your part. Use lots of sanitizer. So stay safe, and we'll get some stuff out there for you guys to watch here soon. I think instead of waiting and uploading on Amazon Prime, we'll just put it out to you guys. Give you guys something to do. So take care, and we'll see you guys another day. We'll go live sometime here soon. Thank you.